Hello and welcome back, everyone.
I
If you want to have a quick check that we are in fact back, I'm not just lying to
will.
people.
I will.
Let's put us over here. So, we were last time we did this, we um, we played some R plus, and there's a bunch of really good R plus builds out there. And R plus is just generally good. I would almost go as far as saying like you don't necessarily need a particularly good R plus build for it to be good, but there are some out there that are just monsters and kind of NPE and kind of like a bit make runners quite sad. I think we had both of the people who we played against last time quit
It
before the
was
end of
Rage
the.
Quit Chronicles. We, we
It
didn't
was.
see we didn't see a we I think we only had two games if I remember rightly.
I
We
think we
didn't
only
see
had.
either of them through to completion. They conceded and quit very quickly.
Yeah, like didn't go like, oh, I can't. Yeah, I don't think I can win from here. It's time.
Yeah.
It's time for me to go. Just like fuck this shit.
I'm not
It's,
having fun. Bye
yeah,
bye.
which I
Yeah.
think is entirely fair. I think
Yeah.
R plus is the like big faction for it's turn 4. The game will last till turn 10, but you have definitely lost.
Yeah.
Do people occasionally misread that and actually, you could have gotten some access and R&D, and if you get the right accesses, you win the game? Sure, but maybe that's not a fun way to play, and I don't hold it against anyone on JNet Casual who is quitting games that don't seem like they're going to be fun and are going to be not very fun for another, like, 40 minutes. Like, I think that's an entirely reasonable thing to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we thought this week we would try and build a tag hate deck.
Indeed.
Yeah.
I'm down for this.
Now I actually have to log in because I've decided to give up on Chrome, possibly in all contexts, but definitely in this context, and just start using Firefox because, at the very least, then I'm fighting on the right side of the cyberpunk war that's going on against the corpse.
Could
So,
I ask you to accept the cookies on Netrunner DB
uh,
at the bottom
yes,
of your screen?
yes. Sorry,
That's
I
totally fine. You're busy talking about the important stuff that we're doing, but
it was
it
winding you
was
up.
nagging me.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
nagging me. Yeah.
Right. So we want a new runner deck.
Uh, what are we looking at? Tell me what we're going to be doing for our tag dates.
Well, so here's the problem. There's going to be a few problems that we encounter with this. One of
Yeah.
which is it's going to be like kind of hilarious when we load into a game against a faction that absolutely doesn't care about tags and half of our deck is tag hate. But also, like, the tag hate options aren't amazing. We've
Yeah.
got no free lunch. We've got networking. I want to say, is that the card I mean? Let's find
Yes, I
out.
think that's the one you mean. That's um, a criminal event with some
Yeah,
built-in recursion, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
We've got
Solidarity badge.
solidarity badge, and depending on which way we go, I think we either lean into solidarity badge or into those two criminal cards that I just mentioned. The really good one at the moment, I I would say the most versatile one, the one where you're happy to have it kind of no matter what, is Hannah.
Yeah.
Because Hannah gets rid of that tag clicklessly. If you consider that the click to install Hannah and pay for Hannah, you paid a click and 2 credits to install Hannah, right? So that's the same as getting rid of a
Indeed.
tag. However, when you use Hannah, you get a click back.
Yes.
So, and the fact you can do that on the turn when, look, on a turn right after you've been oppo researched or whatever is incredibly powerful because just changing that 4 to a 3 or that 2 to a 1 is really powerful.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think this will go into whatever deck we build that's a tag hate deck. Shall we have a look through and just see what cards in the meta say tag?
Yeah, it sounds like a good idea. Yeah, my hunch is that we'll see some tag hate in the second half of Liberation.
Yeah, but it feels a very long way away still. We're still talking about like they're saying, I think they're saying late first or early second quarter.
Are they now?
That's that.
Yeah. Okay.
And obviously we're only in December now, so it's going to be several months of struggling against all of this tag stuff. This is where we reveal that I don't really know how to use an RDB very well. Okay. I've immediately included every card ever made, which is obviously not what I intended to do. Let's change the rotation, and I don't think the ban list is going to matter very much, but let's just do it for the sake of it. So, cards that say tag on, there are about 20. Why do you say tag?
Sabotage. If you put tag in quotation marks with a space at the end of it, that might work. That might filter out the sabotage cards.
I mean, there's not that many of them, so we could also just put up with it. But that's not correct.
No, that was a bad, not helpful. We might just need to put up with the sabotage ones.
Yeah, let's just put up with the sabotage ones rather than wondering about it too much.
I think there's some syntax you could use in this context, but I don't think we should try and brainstorm it live.
I think it's terrible content to try and work out what that syntax is.
Exactly.
So, we've got a bunch like Backland Botchkin, which give you tags, which is not what we want.
Yeah. No, that's the opposite of what we want.
That's exactly upside down. Bahia bans, almost whatever we play, I think we're going to run 3 Bahia bans.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Chasushka is sabotage. Counter surveillance is like get loads of good if you've got loads of tags. Credit kiting is take a tag. I think this is take a tag as well.
Yep.
Flip switch is remove a tag, but it's not very good. It's at best it's saving you a credit to remove your tag, which is fine. But I guess if we're going to like really lean into the idea, then we do just play all of the stuff.
I mean it saves you a credit, but it's also fast, which is a good thing, right? You invest your 1 credit and 1 click up front, and you can remove a tag on the corpse turn, which before threat, for example, could mean that they're not able to turn on shipment from Vlad, or does Mindscaping and End of the Line both remove a tag? Is that right? Do you need to...
End of the Line does, Mindscaping doesn't.
Right, okay, so that it does.
And
moving also, 1 of 2 doesn't help with that, I think.
Also, flip switch can only be used on your turn.
Oh, really? I missed that.
No free lunch can be used whenever. No free lunch is like going in whatever we build, because it's also only 1 influence.
Yeah.
Trickster Darker, why are you even in here?
Take a tag.
Because you just take a tag. So, as discussed, there is really not very much.
Can we just check the other ones, because I'm not familiar enough with what does Thunder Art Gallery do?
Thunder Art Gallery, I believe... Actually, Thunder Art Gallery might be good. Thunder Art Gallery says the first time you avoid or remove a tag each turn, you may install a card from your grip, lowering its install cost by 1.
That does sound like the kind of thing we might want to do.
It does, doesn't it? Andre built over a Metropole grid, which presumably anyone who's this deep into like watching network content has already encountered Metropole grid. If not, you're in for a treat. Built an entire deck around this that like deliberately took tags and then used this effect to get value out of getting rid of them the other week, and it looked real fun. It looked real cool. Obviously we won't be doing that because we don't want to get H-Bomber guy recording a 4-hour video about us. But we might include this in our deck just for the memes, for the lols.
Yeah, I don't think we should be looking to take tags on purpose.
No.
Other than possibly putting on our game when we put it on JNet that we were looking to play against the tag deck.
Yeah. So outside of criminal, the only things that we really care about are Solidarity Badge and Hannah, right?
Yes, I think that's the case.
I think that's the case as well.
Who's this Jarrell Neil? I don't know anything about them. Or Hot Pursuits.
Hot Pursuit gives you a tag.
Okay.
Make a run late if successful, gain 9 credits and take a tag. This is a cool card that doesn't see a lot of play at the moment. When you install Jarognu Mercs, take 1 tag. Place 3 power counters on Jarognu Mercs and 1 additional power counter for each tag you have. When there are no power counters left on Jarognu Mercs, trash it. The corp cannot trash Jarognu Mercs while there is another resource installed. And then you can use the power counters to prevent meat damage. You've hired some bodyguards. In the process of doing so, you've made it very clear who you are, but yes, they're going to stop people like coming around your house and actually fucking killing you.
Cool.
It's thematically really cool. Mechanically, at the moment, it's nothing. I guess like if we saw a lot of end of the line in play, but even then, like, I'm fairly certain it only prevents 1 of the 4 meat damage that end of the line does, and so double end of the line still kills you if you're on 5 cards in hand.
Yep. And God of War?
That's a God breaker. Of War is a breaker that wants you to have lots of tags.
Okay, fine.
Or gives you, at the very least, gives you tags. Yeah, it gives you tags.
Yeah.
We've looked.
Thank you for indulging me. I agree that Hannah and Solidarity Badge are the only 2 non-criminal cards that we appear to be interested in. Yeah.
So I'm immediately thinking that we want to play a criminal, and because Bahia bands, we're going to want 3 of them in our deck if we're playing all of the tag hate. Mm-hmm. We probably want our criminal to be Sable.
Could you explain why?
Because playing Bahia bands on Archives, when Archives is our mark, for free, it's pretty good. For like free in terms of clicks, it's pretty good.
Yep. Yeah.
And we might. I'm trying to think of how else we make that build. All right, let's go and start building. I think it'll be a bit clearer what we want to do once I've actually started building the deck. Right.
Yeah, if we start it and put all of those cards in the deck, I think I'll have a bit more of a handle on what we might want to do with it otherwise.
Like, this is not going to be a good deck. It's just going to be kind of a funny deck if we run into R+. Netrunner DB... I thought I told you that I only wanted currently legal cards. I did tell you that. Why are you showing me account siphon? Netrunner DB. Oh, let's go to collection.
Changing.
Yeah. There we go.
Cool. Maybe that sets a cookie. That's because you've changed your browser.
Yeah, that is quite possibly like that.
So
right, let's add the stupid cards that we wanted first, and work backwards. Because otherwise we'll just end up building a good deck by accident, and no one wants that.
That's not what our public are here for.
No. So networking, no one home, all of the end cards. It's an end tribal deck. No free lunch.
Then we had Hannah and Solidarity Badge.
Hannah I might put in as a 2-of because she's expensive for influence. Mm-hmm. And Solidarity Badge I will also do the same because it's unique. Bahia bans. So we've actually got 6 influence left at the moment, which very exciting means we could play 1 deep dive. And we have lots of ways of getting the extra click that we need to make deep dive good.
Yes, yeah. With Sable deck with Hannah does imply that
deep dive would be good.
Deep dive, yeah.
Having only one of them kind of sucks, but yeah, you can't have everything. Bravade is a broken card, so let's have 3 of those. Do we? I don't believe in diversion of funds at the moment. I don't think it's a real good card. I think that any corp worth their salt is playing around it really well, and if the corp's on 15 credits and has 2 ice in front of HQ, this is just a dead card. Like, it's just a dead card, in my opinion.
Okay, let's skip it.
How does this deck win? I mean, I think the answer might be it doesn't, but how does it theoretically win?
Touching the agendas is the traditional.
Yeah. We might have to lose a deep dive later. I think a single deep dive is possibly not.
That's fine. Let's keep that as an option. So, my answer to that question is almost always I'm going to put some multi-access in this deck. And I would venture to suggest that I don't know what's it called, the piece of hardware that's actually got Sable on it.
Virtuoso?
No, the cybernetic.
Oh, Wake Implant.
Wake Implant.
Yeah, sure. And it's not an influence Wake Implant. And let's chuck at least one of those in there. I see. Now I want to play like stuff that charges. But that's not a mechanic that works very well, unfortunately.
No. I think that was done a bit dirty by the unpleasantness with Padma and Endurance.
Yeah.
Sadly, the one really, really good charge card in the release was too good and had to be killed.
Yeah, and I think it made charge as a mechanic. It meant that they had to nerf charge as a mechanic generally, and as a result of that, it's just not good.
Yeah, I hope we get some more charge love.
Occasionally you get like Deep Dive is a good enough card even if you pretend that the charge thing on it is blank, and occasionally you'll be like, oh yeah, sure, I'll put an extra token on Dr. Nuka or whatever. Speaking of card draw, we need some card draw in this deck.
Yeah, you said Deep Dive and I'm not sure that's what you meant.
It's not. You're absolutely right. Into the depths.
Into the depths, yes.
Let's have 2 Earthrises.
Yeah.
Let's chuck T-class act. We need money in this deck as well, and we need breakers. What does money look like? That's money. That's money.
Yeah. Inside job isn't money, but we should put some in.
Yeah. Let's put 2 in for now. We'll build 2 big and we'll cut back down. Let's get 2 Boomerang because it's just a good card. Info Bounty is money.
Yes.
We've got a lot of resources, but most of them cost 0, so I'm not sure that that career fair is quite right. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I don't think that quite justifies career fair.
Yep, agreed. Should we talk about breakers? And
breakers are for wimps.
Breakers and potentially a console.
Yeah. What console do we want? Hermes is just good. Like
Hermes is just good. Penny Shaver is also good if you feel that the deck is slightly weak on resources and likely to be running a lot.
Yeah. Penny Shaver's in an odd spot at the moment because if your opponent is playing around Sable's ability, you're not getting a load of Penny Shaver hits. And if your opponent isn't playing around Sable's ability, you have won anyway. So it's that. It feels a little bit like a win more card, but yeah, sure.
We do have multiple ways of getting extra clicks for runs.
Yeah, we can turn Penny Shaver into like Hannah giving us a free credit per turn. We could potentially turn into that in a deck that leaves an open remote. We have literally no breakers, so let's fix that. And we also have no influence, so our breakers are gonna suck. Carmen is a breaker. And Kurapira is a breaker.
Is Shibboleth really our best option?
I mean,
I
unless
see
we
a lot
go
of people
back,
running it, so I'm prepared to believe it is.
it's bad. What influence is Unity? I feel like Unity is 2 influence, so we're almost there. Yeah, we could run Unity if we lost the Solidarity badge. Or we could give up on
let's do that. Let's lose one Solidarity badge and run Unity. Solidarity badge is a good card, but we don't have anything in our deck that is
speaking of
allowing us to trash. Oh, hello. Yeah. Nonetheless, I'm okay with a singleton Solidarity badge.
Yeah, I feel like if we've got at least one copy of every card in the current meta that hates on tags, I feel happy with how we've come out of this situation.
As we are building a deck, which is really bad practice, I think, but as we are building a deck that's specifically teched into the deck we were playing last time, being able to trash lots of things is quite good. Do we want to, Miss Bones?
Yeah, why not? Alright, let's remember that I'm meant to take out this Shibboleth and put in a Unity, otherwise we'll just get into the game and go, oh, our breaker is shit. I mean, there's a point in the game where Shibboleth is genuinely better than Unity. Early on, Shibboleth...
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if I believe in Unity.
Oh, right. Wow, this is a turn for the books.
Okay, so like,
I believe in division. Let's foster some hatred.
So, right, let's pretend Vampiranossa or whatever doesn't exist. And let's look at something like really simple, like Enigma. Enigma is 2 strength, right?
I would need to check. I don't know my icebreakers. There's a reason, Jessica, why every set I pick up a AI and try and make that work, and it's because I do not have my head around icebreakers numbers, and so the maths is hard for me.
Fair. Enigma. Yeah, Enigma is 2 strength. Enigma and Shibboleth. Shibboleth breaks Enigma slightly cheaper earlier, and at exactly the same cost for the late game.
Okay.
Admittedly, if you find something like Vampira, how do I spell that? So something like this, Unity late game will break for 6, whereas Shibboleth will still only cost 7. I think. Oh, that can't be right. I don't believe in Unity. I've decided, like,
Okay.
There's a couple of cards that will prove me foolish.
Yeah. And we do have an Amakura as well.
We do have an Amakura as well.
Balances to some extent the late game weakness of Shibboleth. Okay, bring back the Solidarity badge. Down with Unity, up with Solidarity. Something.
I mean, we're at 48 cards. We have no way of finding these breakers apart from installing draw, which, like, isn't the worst. Like, we do have draw in this deck. We've got...
We should definitely put a couple of neutral favours in this, I think.
Yeah. Do we just
I
want
think
to...
if you're doing Crim and you're doing one of Icebreakers, I think a couple of those is
Sure.
very important.
I've got us on 2 no-one homes,
Mm-hmm.
2 networking, 3 no free lunch because it is incredibly versatile.
Mm-hmm.
No flip switches. So if we want one of everything, we do have to put a flip switch in, even though it's kind of shit. Like
Okay, that's yeah.
3 buy headbands because I think it that's more draw and it's possibly the best card in the deck. We're at 51 cards, and there are cards that aren't in here that I kind of want to play.
What are those cards?
Chesva is really good in this deck.
Yeah.
Okay, let's just make our super bloated deck and see how it looks at the end. It looks very bloated, is how it looks.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm sensing that horrible feeling of my brain is immediately like, oh, you just cut out all of those bad cards, and it's like, yeah, but that's what the deck's about. The deck is about running a load of copies of bad, not particularly synergistic cards.
It's the great tragedy of card gameplay. Quality militates against wackiness. Let's look at those cards though.
Okay.
And the number of them. So we've got networking, currently a 2 of.
Yeah.
I think that's probably right. Right, we want to have one of these in hand at some point.
The great sadness would be if we had an opportunity to remove tags, if only we'd found our ways of removing tags. That would be the sad thing, right?
It would. It would make playing this a pretty miserable business altogether. Do we definitely want 2 boomerang?
I think given that our breakers are going to be buried in 53 cards, yes.
Fine. Flip switch we've already discussed. We need to have one of.
We just need to. It's the law.
Yeah,
we must.
I think you probably want no consoles or 2.
Let's have 2.
Yeah.
Let's drop down to 1 Chetsva. I'm willing to do that. I think we should drop down to 1 Solidarity Badge.
Okay.
I think it's the least it's good in a deck that is consistently trashing stuff, but we have no idea if we will be doing that or not.
Yeah.
Wake Implant.
I'd be happy to drop both of them.
No, but
I do feel it slightly undermines the purpose of the exercise.
We can't drop both of them.
Okay. I will resile from my heresy. I'm a reformed person.
I'll drop good cards before I drop the jank. All right, let's go down to 1 class out. Let's go down to... Fuck it. Let's go down to 1 Info Bang T. Let's go down to 2 daily casts. It's almost looking... Let's drop the legwork. Let's just say we're going to win off.
With that. Yeah. I'm fine with that.
We're down to 47. Cutting just all of the best cards in the deck. Pinhole threading, incredibly good in the current meta. No, I only want one of them. Get fucked. I tell you, let's have 2 pinhole, 1 inside job.
Okay.
Once they've seen 1 inside job, they'll be scared enough of inside job to have to play around it. That's my theory here. This deck sucks, but should we just play it? Should we just go for it?
Yeah, I have 46 cards. Why not?
Yeah.
I think we definitely should say on JNet,
please.
Tagging deck.
So let's shove these in the deck builder. I think what we're about to prove, maybe not prove, but what's her name? What's her first name? Nisha.
Mm-hmm. I'm on tenterhooks right now. What we're about to prove.
We're about to prove that the tag mitigation is just not very good. Like, if I reckon there's every chance we queue into like a tag deck and draw all of our pieces, and we still absolutely flounder. Admittedly, that would be because the rest of the deck is an absolute pile of shit. But I do not think the tag mitigation that exists at the moment is at all good. Please play a tag deck.
That's it. It's that bit with deck building where you have to remember the first names, the proper first names of.
Yeah, it's a horrible little trick, isn't it?
It's like that when you're a teenager and like all of your friends have nicknames. You don't really know them by their proper names, but then you have to. I mean, this is probably a thing that teenagers in the 21st century don't have to do at all. But when I was a teenager, I had to phone up people's houses on landlines and talk to their parents, which was always mortifying in itself. And then you'd be like, is Joshua there? Or then you'd be like slightly sniggering because that wasn't their name at all. They were called Willie or Jones, or God knows what. Cool, and now we wait. So I was going to tell you my funny story when we selected the title for this stream, Unlisted Number.
Oh yeah, tell me your funny story.
Oh my God, I'm such an old man. All my stories are about landline telephones. Do you remember, young people? You didn't need to have it poor. We had to use wires, I tell you. Back in the day, when they were just starting to digitize landlines, they were moving away from copper wires, and they could do clever things like to tell you the number and the little LCD display on your phone of who was ringing already. And this was like a hot new thing that you could do. You could type 141 before you made a call.
Dave, look.
Brilliant. Fantastic. We asked and they came.
Right, now,
Thank you, London.
What do we think of this opener?
Okay. I don't want deep dive now. It's quite good to have the class act early. Bravado is good. Middling, I'd say.
Yeah? What do you want to do with it? Do you want to keep it or trash it? Or mulligan it?
I'd be tempted to keep it. I can see you hovering over the mulligan. I'd be tempted to keep
it. I'm also tempted to keep it. I think the Bravado is really good early pressure, admittedly. Like, not really versus R+, because they'll just res like ping or something. The Shibboleth is good because it deals with VSA early, and then they can't res VSA on tempo. Virtual Service Agent.
Yeah.
One moment while I make it stop making that fucking terrible noise.
Sounds good.
Because I am once.
You could just right click and mute the tab.
What, like up here?
Yeah.
There we go. Let's do that.
Cool.
Right. So we would have loved to have seen Miss Bones in this opening hand.
Yes, that would have been sweet.
Do we want to... Sorry, you tell me the play, and I'll tell you if I think it's any good.
I would say... what's our mark? Our mark is archives.
Kind of the worst answer.
Yeah, so we could Bravado R&D.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to put down Shibboleth first?
Yeah, put down Shibboleth first, Bravado R&D, then maybe no free lunch and a class act.
Oof. Well, that was one of the worst possible answers.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, we just let it fire. We can't do anything about it.
yeah, yeah.
We probably lose. Yeah.
There goes our one deep dive.
And our like tag removal card.
Yeah.
They've got a wage workers, which fucking sucks for us.
Yeah.
How do we want to play the rest of this turn, Dave? That you've gotten us into this mess.
I would say remove cards, remove tag manually, sadly, and class act.
Okay. And what do we want to keep? We said before the flip switch is like the least good card.
I think it is. I think as we've just been hit by Serevna, I'm happy to bottom it, even though it's obviously iconic relic of the cult of anti-tag. Do you think that was a bad play, Jessica, or do you think we just got unpleasantly burned by the ice?
I think that it was a reckless play, and if we were like really, really playing to win, we would have said, "Well, what if it's this? What if it's this?"
Yeah.
Okay, they've iced up HQ. So start turn. That's not very good for us.
No. I would dirty laundry server 1 or server 2.
Yeah, which one do you want to go for?
Go for server 1.
Oh, hello. So that's an Amani Sinai. So this looks. I don't remember. This looked like exactly the deck we were playing last week.
That's great. Remind me what Amani does.
It's possibly the most powerful card in this. I'll hover over it for us.
Thank you. Whenever an agenda is scored or stolen, you may trace X. If successful, add an installed runner card to the grip. X is the advancement requirements of the scored or stolen agenda.
Yeah. And it costs 4 to trash, which is horrendous. And obviously you can create all kinds of nasty situations with it to just like return our cards to hand.
So we want to trash it.
We do want to trash it. I don't want to go down to 1 credit to trash it, though, is the problem.
No, I think dirty laundry it again and trash it this time.
We won't have enough credits to trash it while we're on the dirty laundry run because dirty laundry costs
2. Okay.
Like we could dirty laundry it again and then run it a third time and trash it, perhaps.
I would instead dirty laundry server 2, then at least we get some more information.
I think we trash this, Dave.
Yeah,
I think keeping them poor is actually quite important.
It's
not the deck we thought. I think we might just want to draw a couple of times.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
Where's this server 3 come from?
I don't know. I don't remember it being there.
That's very odd.
Roll up, see if you can see them installing it. Maybe we just both missed it.
Yeah, I guess so. That's really weird that we both missed it. Yeah, I don't think it was there, Dave. Like, I'm really glad we're recording this. It's like, can I suggest we just draw up for the rest of our turn?
Okay, you don't want... Yeah, okay, yeah.
I don't want to go down to 1 credit. I think that's as bad as getting a money tonight. Like,
okay, yeah. Sure. Yeah.
I think that's best in this matchup. Hannah?
Yeah, agree.
And draw again?
Yeah. Okay.
I swear to God, there wasn't a server 3 there, and like the JNet bugged out or something, was only showing us like 2 servers and not 3. And now we're gonna.
I feel that was the case because we were discussing whether to do server 1 or server 2.
Yeah. I think this server 3 is likely to be wage workers.
Yes, because we saw it, didn't we, on R&D?
Yeah. What do you want to do this time? I think we need money.
Yeah, I'd like to draw at least once to see if we get money.
We don't. We get Carmen, which gets us into R&D.
That's nice.
Shall we keep Carmen?
Yeah, I think so.
Shall we draw again?
Yeah, I feel draw again. Okay. We want to hang on to that, but not do anything with it.
Install Chesva perhaps and take a credit. Install something and take a credit. I think.
Yeah. I think probably Chesva, maybe Hannah actually. They're an asset spam deck. It'd be good to have Hannah on the table.
It would be good to have Hannah on the table. It'd also be good to get draw some cards that are good. Let's get Hannah on the table.
Yeah, I'd love to get that Earthrise down, but not when we've got 4 credits.
Yeah. Well, we suspected that the economy in this deck was going to be a bit broken.
Yeah.
Luckily, they seem to be playing quite slowly as well.
Either that or they're installing loads of remotes. It's being hidden from us by JNet, and we can't see any of them.
Yeah, that's definitely what's happening. So look, they've done a server 5 and a server 6, and we literally cannot see them. Oh, they're...
Oh, wow.
Okay, so...
There we go. Widescreen.
Cool.
Happy days.
There was always an extra server. Yeah.
That's really funny. Okay, that looks more like the asset spam decks that we know and love. Definitely draw again to start. Bravado's great. Biobounce is great.
Shall we Bravado HQ? It gets us money. They probably tag us, but I think we've got a networking.
Yep. That's Bravado HQ.
The same thing could happen again, but I think we have to play a little bit dangerously.
Yeah, we do.
Shall we just...
A lot of fun. Prices to be won.
Shall we just bounce this? Leave them on 0 credits?
Yes, let's. Yeah. And
then we want a Hannah, right? We want a Hannah this turn.
Hannah something. Get the Carmen down. Maybe.
Yeah. So we Hannah server 6?
Yes.
I think this might literally be my first time ever using Hannah. I know it's a very powerful card. I just haven't been...
Definitely my first time. Ooh, I would love to have Miss Bones right now.
Yeah, me too. I think we leave it.
Yeah.
And
the first 4 credits for spending to trash are going on Armani Sanai. I contend.
Do we want to just take a credit and install Earthrise?
Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what we want to do. Boom.
Cool. Because I think...
So 6 is wage workers, 1 is Amani Sanai, 3, 4, and 5 are as yet unknown.
Yeah, I think that's right. So, little tip: when you've got this particular combo out of Earthrise and Class Act, and it asks you what order you want to do the triggers in Sable, always find out what your mark is first, because the mark's the thing you have no control over, whereas the Class Act draw you do have control over, and you might change your decision based. So do we want Solidarity Badge?
I would love to have Solidarity Badge now.
Do we
Yeah.
want to drop? Do we want to get rid of this Bahia bands and have Solidarity Badge and networking at the same time, and it just be really funny that like it cannot tag, like all of their tag stuff is broken?
Yes, that would be great. I think that's what we're here for, aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh shit though, but we could also use Bahia bands to trash our wage workers for free, effectively.
Oh, let's do that.
Let's do that.
There are 2 no one home in the deck. Did we get one trashed already?
There's only one no one home in the deck.
Oh right, okay. Oh no, there's two networking in the deck, isn't there?
Yeah. So
can we buy a bands with the wage workers, install? What's the discount we get on buyer bands?
4. It will completely trash whatever it is that we want to trash. So
isn't there an install a card paying X less ability on it as well?
So there's install a card playing X less. Yeah, so we could just play this, install Solidarity Badge, and then get the 4. So it was server 6, right? And then we'll
yeah.
Hannah a different server?
Yes, yeah, let's do that. And we want to do the install first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because then we get a counter on Solidarity Badge.
Yeah. And then what does the rest of our turn look like? We want to Hannah server 5, right? To find out what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Hannah for info.
Oh.
That's what we're doing, is it?
I think maybe just take 3 credits.
Draw once and take 2 credits?
Sure. Let's draw. Shall we install the no free lunch and take a credit?
Yeah.
It's going to be very funny if they Oppo research us now, because we can just completely delete the Oppo research in a single turn. Right. Let's look at R&D. So R&D is our mark. We'll draw to you with our thrice. I do actually kind of want this no one home.
Yeah, we've got a no free lunch already. I would really like to get our 3rd breaker, because there's something that looks a bit agendary in Server 7 these days. So
do we want to draw a card with Solidarity Badge or just leave the token on it?
Maybe leave the token this time.
Yeah. Shall we install no one home?
Yeah. Install no one home. Hannah server 4.
Okay.
Okay.
How much is B1001 to res? So this is a B1001 deck. I would really want to play one of these at some point.
1 to res.
1 to res. Cool. So I think they're thinking we can't get in here, and I think we can get in here. And I think what's more, I think if we don't get in here, they're going to score an Aries if we don't get in here, basically. I think
How do we get enough credits to get in there, Jessica? That's my only question. So we've got a successful run, so we can install Carmen for 3. We can play Mutual Favour and install whatever we draw. I've forgotten what our...
Curupira. Yeah, that's a fair
then won't
point.
have any money for breaking is the only thing.
Yeah, I was really excited to make.
Could we trash the no free lunch? Would that give us enough money to have any chance of breaking that ice?
Yes, so I think we want to Stalker Apira. Take the no free lunch money. And run server 7.
Okay. Yep. Yes. Here we go. Here we go.
Meets it, beats it, right? So we just...
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, we will trash that.
Yeah, we have to.
And then I think we just take a credit.
Yeah, I think we do, yeah, for sure.
We need to find Miss Bones quite badly.
We do.
I don't think that's an agenda. But I also think whatever it is not something we want them to have.
Yeah.
So HQ is the worst answer.
I think of those 3 economy cards, Info Bounty is the one that we can't use at the moment and we're unlikely to use. Well, mind you, we are basically set up, aren't we? But...
Shall we draw a card now? Now we've got 2 tokens.
Yeah, let's. Nice.
I could have sworn we bottomed this. Did this deck have 2 in it? Oh, it shuffled because we did mutual favour.
Of course. There we go. So I think we're using our 2 run economy events.
Yeah.
Do we know what's in server 3?
I don't think we do.
Let's dirty laundry that then.
I'd hope it's not a spin dogged.
Oh, goodness.
Fuck's sake, yeah.
Miss Bones, why have you forsaken us? Of R&D and HQ, which one do we most want to bravado? Or we could just bravado server 7 and bounce off it.
Or we could pay through it because we'll get the money back from bravado by paying through it and see what's in there.
Let's definitely do that then. Yeah.
Suspect it's a behold in here or something because we can very obviously get in here. But I also don't mind them. Okay, that also makes sense.
Spin. Yep.
I think it's going to be very difficult for us to...
I would have been minded to trash that then, Jessica. But never mind.
Oh, did we... I didn't even register that they hadn't popped it.
I think as a...
Oh yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, they're absolutely right.
Yeah. That explains that.
We could now... Okay, next turn, I think we install Chesva and Pinhole Archives. And probably make the Spin Doctor pop and also get rid of that B1001 is something we need to get rid of.
Okay.
This turn, I think we could take a credit. We could draw... We could take 2 credits, we could install Chesva, or we could draw. What do you want to do?
I would split the difference and go for it and install the flip switch and take a credit.
Okay. That's very good against a B1001 deck as well. That's a good card.
Flip switch.
Yeah. Specifically against this kind of deck, it's very good. Now, they've got a bunch of agendas in HQ.
and a new server.
Yeah. They've created a server 8.
Which might well have an agenda in it. But if it does, it's probably behind a Sentry, right?
So with this kind, they want it to be behind something that gives us a tag. Funhouse gives us a tag really reliably. Ping gives us a tag really reliably. I think that will be an agenda.
I think so as well. Goodness, how many cards have they got through? They've got through tons of cards.
I also think we're going to want to draw this turn. And the question is, do we do it with Solidarity Badge?
I think so, yes, because I think we need to be trashing stuff.
Okay, that's good. We've got a Boomerang.
Lovely. Yeah, very happy with that.
Shall we Boomerang this remote?
Boomerang the remote and then hammer it.
They've got 9 servers. Let's see if we can zoom out of that. There we go.
They're thinking, which is a good sign.
I don't think we fired Sable even once this game. As you know, we might have fired her on R&D.
Yes, I think it was R&D. Oh, drafted, excellent.
Okay.
That would have been rubbish to face check into without a breaker.
It really would have.
And it is a Sentry, right?
Yeah.
Awesome.
So there's definitely agendas in HQ at the moment.
Okay, so the trash. Just the Boomerang.
The problem is we just don't want to go into HQ and give them 2 credits for nothing, you know? We could... it's really...
Well, we could just start trashing their boards. We don't have very much
we don't have the money.
Again, it's a bit of a shame, isn't it?
I think we keep drawing for bones.
Yeah.
And possibly money. That's money. But
like
slow
that.
Money.
Draw again and then install it.
That's money.
Yeah.
That's a free credit a turn. And we will have enough money to install it next turn.
Yeah.
And start just like hammering servers over and over again.
Yeah, let's get that wage workers down as quick as we can. Both of those wage workers.
Shall we draw with Solidarity Badge again?
Yes. I would say let's get another
Daily Cast
down, yeah.
We might not be able to this turn. I think we penny shaver this turn.
Yeah, for sure. Let's get that down and start building up some money on it. Then Hannah, the wage workers. Oh no, hang on, we don't have any money, do we?
Yeah, but we'll get a free penny shaver credit off server 5 with Hannah. It's one of the few actual synergies in the deck. We run clicklessly and we get a credit on penny shaver.
Do we want to run? No, just thinking whether we can get any more value off the run. Do we know what everything is?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I think these are all wage workers.
Okay.
No, there are 2 wage workers and 1 something else. One of these is a B1000.
Oh yeah.
Let's check which one it is.
Yep, makes sense.
We could just take 2 credits and install another daily casts.
I think that's probably our best play.
Yeah, let's do that.
I thought for some reason we're going to be richer than we are, and we were going to be trashing stuff this turn.
No. I just don't think we trash anything until we find Miss Bones. Like, I think Once we start trashing stuff, we want to trash basically everything on the board all at once. Can I suggest we draw for maybe a run event, run archives, install Carmen, and run Server 9?
Yeah, I'm with you. Info Bounty and Boomerang.
Shall we install that Info Bounty? Or do we think we're just not going to get
credit neutral?
It's credit neutral. It's not click neutral. But we might get more value off it long term. If we fire it a second time,
it's the value off it. Yeah. Let's pop it down. Yeah. Then
run archives. They pop the Spin Doctor, I reckon.
And we don't have enough clicks, do we?
Are we going to get a click back?
Oh, of course we are. Fantastic. And we get a free click for running Server 9, so we're laughing, as they say.
The issue is we don't have money. But the other issue is that if they fire an Ares, we're fucked. The game very quickly becomes unwinnable if they pop an Ares.
Ares is horrible. Really, really disgusting. So can we...
We could flip switch if it's something that we really don't want to fight. If they read something we hate on Server 9, we flip switch.
Yeah.
So let's... Hannah Server 9? No, because then we'll have to burn Hannah if we don't get in. So let's...
Yeah, can we play Carmen and Hannah Server 9?
Carmen will cost us 3 credits and we'll have no money to break anything. Apart from possibly a ping. So I think... if it's something we hate, if it's a sentry, we just flip switch out. We end the run before we make contact. Because that's one of the things flip switch can do. Mm-hmm. So let's just run Server 9.
Hannah.
If we have to flip switch out, we will take a tag and then we'll have to get rid of Hannah. And we don't want that to happen.
I follow you. Okay, yeah. Fair enough.
Ugh. Okay.
So we can bounce off it, or we can pay.
Or we can take the tag and get rid of it with flip switch and get in and steal what we need to steal.
Okay, yeah, and we can break it. Presumably, we can break the subroutine.
Yeah, with Shibboleth.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it.
So I think a thing that we're... Oh, yeah, we need to spend 3 to break it. I forgot it's got 2. Do we? Has it got 2 subroutines, Funhouse?
No, it does not. It's definitely 1 subroutine.
Is Shibboleth just that shit a breaker?
Yes.
Okay, fine. We should have put Unity in. Although I'd not actually... I'd love to run that calculation. Does Unity actually break it any cheaper in this specific situation?
When their turn goes, we can...
Okay. Did I say I had no, like...
Yeah, it does say that in the chat log.
Yeah, I should have just done it the moment I took the tag, because is the actual text on V1001?
Remove a tag. Run.
Okay, good. I'm glad we've gotten that.
Yeah.
I forgot they've got a fucking Armani Sinai.
Don't we have something cute about that? Or was that without? No, the cute thing was the flip switch, wasn't it? Which we've just used. Well, we need to.
Yeah. So they presumably, they return that to hand. I think we just take a credit.
Can we use networking to get rid of this? No, we don't have any tags. Yeah,
we don't have tag. We use flip switch.
Hooray! Gain a credit.
They're right. I did click that. It's just normally you would have no other reactions, and it just becomes like second nature to do it.
Yeah. Twitch your fingers. It happens. Yeah. Fortunately, we knew that B1001 was there, so there's not some unpleasantness with information being revealed.
Cool. I can't actually see what they've done. So they've installed stuff in all three of these servers is what they've done.
Yeah. So I think we probably want to play the penny shaver again. But maybe not. Do we want to check all of these?
I don't feel like we can check all of them safely. Like Funhouse is just horrible.
What's our mark?
HQ.
Our mark's HQ.
HQ, which is another Funhouse.
Oh yeah.
Shall we draw?
Yeah.
So let's get rid of that penny shaver.
So if we can't check all of these, do we want to check any of them?
I think
What's the balance between checking them and setting up a bit more?
I think we need to kill that Armani Sinai. I think one of these is an agenda, and we're unlikely to find it. So I think we should kill the Armani Sinai. I think we go install Penny Shaver, take a credit, go and kill Armani Sinai.
Okay. Yeah. We'll use Hannah for the Armani Sinai run.
And then probably just take another credit. At least we'll be on 5 credits next turn.
Yeah. Is Penny Shaver is a once per turn, isn't it? But...
No, it's every single time. So yeah, maybe
value from a run we can make.
Do you know what? Because one of these is likely to be Crypto Crash in a remote, so why don't we just run server 3 just to get a credit on Penny Shaver? And that way we won't lose it to Crypto Crash. And we're on 0 for when they Crypto Crash us. Okay, that's good. We now know where we would want to run if we did run.
Yep.
They've also got agendas in HQ.
They must have, I think we need to start pressuring that.
If we had the legwork, we took the legwork out though, but the legwork would do it. Our only multi-access, I think, we had a deep dive and then we lost it on turn 1, click 1.
We did.
And we've got a waking plant.
Waking plant, isn't it?
Yeah, and we just don't want to I cannot see the situation where we want to run HQ over and over again. I'll tell you what we've done. We've built a tag hate deck, but we've not built a deck that particularly hates on the ice that gives you tags. Air blades would be a good thing to have in this deck, but we don't.
Could you scroll down the chat so that I can see what they did? Cool. Click. Lots of clicking for a product. That's an interesting move.
It is an interesting move, isn't it?
So that suggests it's not an agenda in server 8.
It does a bit.
Or they are confident that we don't want to run through Drafter.
They might not want to waste a crypto crash and we have literally 0 credits.
Yeah. Let's find out what our mark is.
R&D. So actually a mark we could actually run for once.
Yeah. And I think probably should.
Yeah, I think it's about time that we do.
Yeah.
Shall we draw with Solidarity Badge?
I think we should draw, yeah.
Still no Miss Bones.
Higher bands we can do stuff with there.
Yeah, shall we... I really like No One Home in this deck, but shall we buy her bands?
Yeah, I think we need to be trashing stuff, don't we? So having buy bands is pretty good.
So let's wheels a remote to make Carmen cheaper to install.
Do we want to use biobands to install Carmen? And trash something into the bargain? One of the many wage workers.
I don't think we want to trash our wage workers because they'll just res another one, and that doesn't feel like good value to me.
Even though it will cost them money?
It won't really cost them money. It will cost them 2 credits, and they've got 6.
Okay, so
B1001 is how they win, so I'd be inclined to trash B1001.
Or how about the Marilyn? I think we should trash both, but how about we trash the Marilyn? I think that needs to go this turn or not at all.
If you want, we'll go and trash the Marilyn. I think we should trash the B1001 before they put ice in front of it, but they're also going to oppo us at some point.
Yeah.
I don't feel like they have a lot more stuff to res, so I don't really mind them having money, is my feeling. Whereas B1001 is literally their win condition.
Okay.
So it's server 3, right?
So, yeah.
And we install this Carmen.
Yep.
Paying 1 less. And we get 4 for paying... Oh.
Oh, well. Damn. So... that was good of them.
So we could now take the money off here.
Mm-hmm. And run the server with the drafter in front of it.
I was going to say run R&D.
Oh, okay.
I was going to say get Chesford down, run R&D, and actually start getting some value off of Sable.
Okay. Is that what our marks at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Because this is fundamentally like a free run.
Yeah. Noted. Have we used Hannah this turn?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I might just run on server 5 again or something to get Penny Shaver value. We could break this drafter, but it costs 4. I think they're going to crypto crash us next turn. I think there's a risk of it. So we want to think about how we offshore our money. We could just install the boomerang on the draft room. And then we're on T credits and...
Yeah, let them crypto crash us if they want to.
Yeah, for 2 if that's what they want. At some point we draw a Mistbones and we go and trash their board, but like... I don't...
We've bottomed a lot of cards and we haven't seen that. Mistbones.
Yeah. I feel like we've seen almost the whole deck and we've not seen a Mistbones to the point where I'm like, did we accidentally take it out? I don't think we did. I think we very deliberately didn't take it out.
Okay, so that's the attempt. Oh, and they want us to wait.
I think they were trying to wage workers their turn and fucked it up. We've been very awkward too.
Yeah.
Okay. So we draw again, right?
What are we drawing for? Some
Mistbones or any economy.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
There's Mistbones.
Hello. Thank you. What time do you call this, etc., etc.?
They've got 2 copies of wage workers and something on the table, right? Wage workers, something over here. Wage workers is what lets them score out this